What's up, guys? Your boys, 22K13. I'm going to give you guys a gaming news wrap up for May 25th, 2015. The Witcher 3 benchmarked the new crisis. Around this time 4 years ago, The Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings impressed critics with its opulent and demanding PC graphics, rich environment and storytelling, along with innovative combat mechanics, selling nearly 2 million copies in its first year. The game was a great success for CD Projekt Red, so it came as no surprise when a follow-up was announced. After much anticipation and a few delays, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt launched this week to a similar degree of critical acclaim, with praise in the order of one of the best role-playing games ever crafted. A game that often feels like a stunningly confident, competitive shot across the bow of the open world genre. And The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is shaping up to be one of the best RPGs of the year. Less than a week, and however, there's some controversy in the PC world involving the game reveal versus launch graphic in 2013. CD Projekt Red teased a world that was bound to bring PC gaming graphics to a new level. That changed with the arrival of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. To optimize Wild Hunt for consoles, its CDPR slightly downgraded some of the visuals that were previously expected to be in the PC build. Quick to react, CDPR has already released a new patch in hope of addressing some of these, improving graphics and graphical settings in the PC. PS Vita exclusive Flame War game NetHigh get first screenshot and teaser trailer. Marvelous just released the first screenshot and a teaser trailer of NetHigh, described as an explosive flame war game by the publisher and scheduled for release in Japan this fall. The game is set in the year 20XX, when a small minority of the real people, meaning real-life people, govern the world. Those that are considered non-real are relieved and despised, and their existence is shunned. Finally, a group of individuals appear to leave the non-real with the sole help of strange glasses and an AI. Yet when they wear these glasses, the road to the NetHigh open as they declare war on the real people. We also get to catch a glimpse of the game character, the protagonist, Mr. I, Seal aka Nabi Code, Mr. Elite aka Buka Code, and the Master of Ceremony, shortened MC. Mr. I is a 21-year-old part-time worker, yet he also the strongest non-real in history. His only pleasure in life is reading that person's tweet on Twitter and collecting memorabilia of the superhero content streaming. Yet receiving the ultra-high performance wearable Mega Nexus, the glasses, changes his life. Normally his social skills are subpar, but when he wears the glasses, their hypnotic feature activates, turning him into a boastful and super positive individual. Seal is the most junk AI in human history, and is installed in the Mega Nexus wearable device that is suddenly delivered to Mr. I. She's very curious and has a keen interest in Mr. I, but she tends to be a bit scatterbrained. Occasionally she has a strange, lonely expression. Mr. Elite self-proclaimed says of himself that he an absolute winner, a super first-class human being with a top-notch life, but that might not be entirely accurate. MC appears suddenly as the absolute moderator of the city system and has also taken control of Twitter. Her behavior is mysterious and moody. She also administers the E&J Battle Network. The game is divided in two parts. The first part consists in prowling social media to gain followers and information on the real people who lies online about their real life. The second stage involves confronting and exposing them with a flame war in the E&J Battle social service, causing them to lose followers and popularity. If you think this sounds like an extremely weird game in an intriguing way, you're not the only one. I guess this could become the dream game of the average console warrior, but in the meanwhile, you can check out the video, screenshot, and artwork below. Who is to blame for the Hellwork performance with Radeon card? The Hellwork feature of NVIDIA GameWorks break the performance of Radeon graphic card in Witcher 3. According to AMD, NVIDIA had the feature deliberately programmed for their own card. Commenting on Forbes after but it made AMD to simply pass buck to look only at the competition. CD Projekt officially announced Hellwork cannot be optimized for Radeon. A small outcry went through the Witcher 3 game developer using such a specific feature, met with many incomprehension. AMD chief scientist Richard Hurdy gave me further discussion in midweek, and I quote, "We have worked from the beginning with CD Projekt and always achieved a decent performance. Until 2 months before publication, NVIDIA GameWorks was coded with Hellwork, which turned AMD completely sabotaged." Both statements together let no good to say about NVIDIA, and there can also be doubt as to whether CD Projekt is truly as independent as it always is, but that is only one of several interpretations. According to Forbes, Jason Evangelho said AMD would in turn can do much more than to complain about his only rival in the graphic card segment. Evangelho manifests, among others, doubt that Hellwork that was advertised 2 years ago as part of the open world game was actually implemented until 2 months before publication. Let's say that AMD was not somehow more dedicated during the Gamescom in August 2014. If 9 months is not enough time to optimize Hellwork neatly on their hardware, Reddit user Firebone Water have finally used just 48 hours for a workaround which improves performance on AMD hardware. Evangelho also has little understanding that AMD eventually had Witcher 3 earlier, so they should be known the bad Hellwork performance. They should have implemented Stress FX as an alternative. Of course, it was too late. NVIDIA and CD Projekt Red have spent 2 years trying to optimize the Hellwork code for The Witcher 3. Bottom line, it means that the developer had the Hellwork code for almost 2 years. The whole world knew that if AMD really worked from the beginning with the developer, how in the world of code AMD could then take out the blue 2 months before release? The comment by the current Hellwork banner was part of a larger problem at AMD. Their last WAQL driver have, for example, already 161 days under his belt, while NVIDIA continually provided updates. I see the competitor continually introduce innovation in graphic technology, making the game more beautiful, and I see promise as open world concept for a whole year. after it has been hyped up, stagnate, and I see AMD market share in desktop GPU have constantly dwindled and dropped. Both AMD and NVIDIA Jason Evangelho certainly linked the weaker point and tessellation listing of Radeon have comprehensible argument for outsiders. Perhaps the truth lies, as so often, also in between somewhere. Apart from hair-work effect, the cost on GeForce graphic card mini-frame Witcher 3 run away smoothly with Radeon graphic card. Reason why Sony should help save the canceled Silent Hill project. Silent Hill got a lot of attention last year due to the unusual way it was announced. A mysterious game called PT was revealed during Sony Gamescom conference in August. Eventually, gamers saw the cryptic puzzle from the teaser in order to discover that the downloadable title is actually for Silent Hill. The latest Silent Hill project has some big names attached to it, with Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and Norman Reedus. Unfortunately, it looked like the game had been cancelled as Hideo Kojima will be leaving Konami after the completion of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain later this year. Instead of letting Silent Hill be cancelled, however, Sony should consider saving the development of the game in one form or another. Doing so will benefit the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation brand as a whole. You can find a list of reasons as to why we believe that it makes a lot of sense below. Team Gravity. If Sony needs some development help with Silent Hill, the publisher do not have to look too far. Keiichiro Toriyama, the creator of the survival horror series, along with others from the team responsible for the first game, left Konami in 1999 to join Sony. He will go on to create the Siren series in addition to the Gravity Rush franchise, including the upcoming Gravity Rush 2. So if Sony can get Kojima Production to develop Silent Hill, they have the internal resources to build a more than component team. Hideo Kojima. Of course, Sony could also hire Hideo Kojima to work on the project. The creator behind the Metal Gear Solid series is one of the biggest names in the game development industry. Up until recently, his name had been appearing on the box art of his game. Aside from Kazunori Yamauchi, who is known for the Gran Turismo series, Sony doesn't have anyone as iconic as Hideo Kojima. From the Japan side of their first-party studio, so adding the creator to their Japan studio team would be a great coup. Building the list. Sony has been riding a big wave of good public relations since the PlayStation 4 launch. In addition to promising that PS4 games won't have any DRM, the company also partnered with Double Fine Production to remaster Grim Fandango and Day of the Tentacle, not to mention that they were able to help bring Suikoden 2 and Yakuza 5 to the PlayStation Network in the US region. Saving a potentially canceled project like Silent Hill will further help Sony be perceived warmly, especially from hardcore gaming fans. Complement first-party lineup. Adding Silent Hill to the list of exclusives also complements Sony's first-party lineup very well. The company likes to keep a diverse lineup that includes kid-friendly games such as Little Big Planet, Ratchet and Clank, in addition to Tearaway, in addition to mature rated experiences such as Bloodborne, God of War, and The Last of Us. This adding a true survival horror game, something that is missing from Sony's lineup for some years, will help further diversify the library. Project Morpheus, for the uninformed PT, takes place from a first-person perspective. While Silent Hill may end up being different, the playable teaser ended up being very well received by both fans and critics alike. As scary as the experience is, it should be even creepier when playing the potential game by using a VR headset. Sony is currently planning to launch Project Morpheus in the spring of 2015. In order to get gamers to buy what will presumably pricey add-on, they would need a killer app. Something like Silent Hill would get the attention of both the mainstream media and hardcore gaming community. As you can see above, Sony has plenty of incentive to save the Silent Hill project, whether by working with Hideo Kojima, which will most likely mean that the game will be under a new name, Konami, or both. What will happen to the Batman Arkham series after Arkham Knight? While everyone is getting excited for Batman Arkham Knight to come out June 23rd, hopefully because it has already been delayed a few times. I have been counting the days because I am a very big Batman fan. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were two of my favorite games from last gen. I plan on spending hours on hours going through everything the game has to offer, even the hundreds of Riddler trophies. Rocksteady also plan on adding quite a few DLC packs over the next 6 months after launch, one including Batgirl Story DLC. With all that excitement coming up soon, I can't help but look at the future of the series and wonder what will happen next. As you may have heard by now, Arkham Knight is Rocksteady's last foray into the Arkham series. For those that do not know, they made Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. They did not make the Arkham Origins game that was actually made by Warner Brothers. Game Montreal, which brings up the question with Rocksteady stepping down from the game after they finish the trilogy, will another studio take over the series? This could be possibly because Rocksteady had gone on record saying that they wanted to end the series on a trilogy. Go out with a final bang rather than drag the series on longer than it should. I do admire them for that. We as gamers all know plenty of game series that because they were so popular have had way too many sequels that killed the series for many. Call of Duty is easily the first one that comes to mind. While I do understand why they want to stop, and I respect their decision, I also love the Arkham series and don't want it to end at the same time. This game has been such a big seller for Warner Brothers. Game that I do not see them just letting it go after Arkham Knight. This leads me to wonder on who they might find to replace Rocksteady with. My hope will be Mindless Production, which just finished making Shadow of Mordor, which was a very highly rated game. The combat in that game was great, so we know they have the pedigree to pull off a Batman game. They also made Gotham City Imposter, so they have some background with the Batman universe. If they don't, I would have to say I would want Warner Bros. Game Montreal to take another crack at it. While Arkham Origins wasn't great, I still found it to be a rather good game. it suffered a bit from some bad bug in the fact that they shoehorned Joker into the story, which at that time was overkill on the character. Besides that, I thought it was a good game and wouldn't mind them making a second Batman game. Those two are the only one I would want making any more Batman games for WB. They own the right to the IP, unless they outsource the project to another video game developer. If they end up making another Batman game, I think they would have to do a reboot and go away from Arkham and make the game their own thing. The Batman Arkham series is Rocksteady's baby, and I would love for it to stay that way. With Rocksteady taking their lead, I am very intrigued on what their next project will be. The only non-Batman game the studio had made was Urban Chaos 2 console generation ago in 2006. There have been rumors of Rocksteady taking on another DC focused game, which I would be all for. Maybe a Superman or Justice League style game who know, but with Rocksteady pedigree, they could pull off anything. And finally, PS4 version of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt dominate major Japanese retailer sales chart. Like every week, the major Japanese retailer Shishutaya was the first to release sales chart for the local market, and this time around they quite interesting as they give the first glimpse on the debut performance of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Shishutaya shots are usually considered an interesting look on the Japanese market these days. Market 3 days before the release of the more detailed media create chart, since the retailer had a very large number of stores scattered across the whole country. As we can see from the chart, The Witcher 3 is at the top with its PS4 version pushing. This is probably in part due to the strong marketing campaign interact by the local publisher Spike Chunsoft, and in part due to the fact that Japanese gamers are embracing Western games more and more with this generation. The Xbox One version of the game did not make the top 20, not very surprisingly considering that there are just above 50,000 Xbox One consoles out in the wild in Japan, but it did top the dedicated Xbox One chart. But that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.